Hi friends, myself Narmada. I'm a senior software engineer having 9 years of experience as a Microsoft technology. So in this tutorial, we are going to see how you can use a for loop container in SSIS. What is the purpose of it? So guys, for loop container in SSIS basically it's used to repeat the SQL service task for a given number of time, okay, until the given condition is false. So it is the same as the for loop in any other programming language. Okay, so you guys use in Java and C, you maybe use for loop container the same logic only. Let's start how we can perform this activity. So let me create new SSIS package. So by using for loop container, what we are going to achieve? First of all, I'm just explaining the task what we are going to do. I'm having on that one of the table, customer table. Let's display the customer table. So here, if you see customer ID, person ID, store ID, territory ID, account number. Likewise, we are having data. If you see right now, I just want to export the data from the SQL server to Excel file. Okay, but I just want to split based on territory ID. Okay, so if you see for one territory ID one, we have n number of records. Territory ID 4, we have n number of records. So I just want to export the data based on the territory ID. So for example, let me showcase based on grouping territory ID how many records is present. If you see territory ID 1, there are 27 records present. Territory ID 2, there are 16 records present. So now I just want to export the each territory ID respective records to the separate file. So for one, I just want to export the first territory ID respective 27 records to CSV file, and also for territory ID 2, there are 16 records present. So just I want to export the 16 record in a separate file. Likewise, up to 10, I just want to export the data. Okay, each territory ID, I just want separate Excel the respective records. So now I just want to loop each territory ID, correct? So then for that purpose, I just need how many overall records present in territory ID. There are around 10 records. Maximum territory ID, if you see here, there are 10 records. So I just want to loop starting from 1 to 10. I just want to loop one by one. Then only I can take one by one data. For example, first territory ID. Second, when it is coming loop, second territory ID respective records. When 3 comes, 3 respective records. Likewise, till 10, I just want to load the data. So for that purpose, you have to identify the maximum territory ID first. First step, identify the maximum territory ID. Okay. Then second step, what you have to do, you need to try the for loop container, then set the initial value as 1, correct? Then define the condition like initial value always less than equal to that maximum territory ID value, correct? Then I just increase the territory ID 1 every time, correct? So this is the way you have to perform. So whenever initial ID 1, that time initial ID 1 respective records, we just take the records and we will be create as a Excel file. So that is what we are going to achieve. Let's open. So for identifying the maximum territory ID, what you have to do, you just apply the execute SQL task, double click. Now connection, you just choose it, new connection, create new connection. Driver is a Microsoft OLED driver for SQL Server. Select the server name. Use the database name. Test connection succeed, click OK, select that. So now SQL statement, what SQL statement? I am just going to identify the maximum territory ID. So then pick maximum territory ID. So now I just want to store this result maximum territory ID to one of the variable. Then only I can use it in the for loop container, correct? So then result set it should be like single row because the maximum of territory ID will give only one result, correct? Single result will be thrown by this statement, correct? So that's why you just need to select single row. Now the result set you need to map to variable. Whatever we are identifying the maximum territory ID, that maximum territory ID you need to store into one variable, correct? So then create one new variable, name it like max ID, okay? Click OK. So this is we have done. Now what we have to do? We have to drag and drop for loop container. So just open the for loop container. You have to define initial expression. So for that you need to define variable. So what you have to do? Go variable and create variable. To initial value I am just giving 1. Okay. Then maximum value you guys already know. We have just created and assigned to via execute task. So this is path where I have to try the CSV file path. Directory path. It should be string. I just want to apply the exported CSV file to this path. Okay. Just now go for loop container. See, just define at initial value should be 1. Correct. The evaluate expression at initial less than equal to max ID. So now I'm just increasing +1. Okay. So here if you see max ID, what error showing max ID we have defined as a string, you need to change that to integer. So just click OK, change here to integer. Okay. Now just go on, click OK. See, max ID. Okay. You have to define at max ID. That's it. So we have defined the max ID. So now what will happen? For loop container we assign the initial expression 1. The initial expression 1 always less than or equal to maximum ID, right? Max ID. We already saw like its maximum ID is 10. So 1 less than equal to 10. So till that condition is solved, the loop will be continue. Correct? So then once the loop executed, then here we will assign initial value to 2. Correct. So that's why it will be continued till 10. So within that for loop container, you have to place data flow task. Because every time you just for each and every one record, that means territory ID 1 when it is coming, then I need to fetch that territory ID 1 respective records to CSV file. So that to perform that activity you need to drag and drop data flow task. Double click. Source is what? OLADB source. Destination is what? Flat file. So source you have to define which is source. It's a customer table. Columns you can see. Columns, these are all the columns. So now drag and drop here. Just define the destination. So new destination you can place. I'm just delimited file I'm choosing. Okay. Then browse. I'm just giving file name as customer one for now. By default, I'm just keeping one. So text qualifier I am giving double quotation. Within double quotation, the all result value will be stored. That means each column respective value will be placed within the double quotation. So the column names in the first data row you have to select. So now columns. Okay, click OK. Click OK. So mappings you could see all mappings is present. Okay, now save it. Just to go control flow. Now just flow this to for loop container. Now if you see here, right, flat file connection manager. So every time when for loop container running, so data flow task will run, then it will be play the file as the name of customer one, right? Because this connection is static, so we have defined customer one. So if you are not making this connection to dynamic, so always the data will be overwritten into customer one text only. So every time the new customer file should be created, right? So customer one means next time customer two should be created. Next time customer three should be created. Correct? To make that dynamic, you have to create expression. So just click expression. Connection string you have to select because we are making connection string as a dynamic. Go to the expression, then select directory path. Already we selected like this for loop container. In that I just want to play the file, correct? Just to use customer, evaluate the expression plus what you need to do. The initial expression, initial value always will get changed, right? Just to see, it will become error because you need to convert this to string. Because already we are having string values, you need to append that into existing string. You have to convert that by using type case dtw string. Okay, you have to convert. I'm just giving value 20. If you see now, sorry, here it came. Now you just choose .csv, correct? .csv. See, we have made connection string as a dynamic right now. Just close it. Now save it. Now run the package. So if you see the package got executed successfully, now go and check what the result we are expecting. So this is the result we are expecting. So the 10 files should be created. Each file, this first customer file should have 27, second have 16. Likewise, just open and see all the files has been created. Okay, let's see how many record is there in the first CSV. Customer 1, have 200. Customer 2 also have 200. So that means it's not picked territory ID properly. Let's open our Visual Studio. Stop it. Stop the execution. Let's check why this is not happened properly. So we just assign that maximum value to the result set variable. This is okay. But source, it's okay. See here it's not you have to give the SQL command because we just selected full table name. We are not passed any value. Just to select, sorry, question mark put and just define the parameter. So what initial value where it is there, user initial value, you need to assign this. So now the each directory ID will get assigned to this select statement. Now you run the job and see each file size is different. For first record, you could see only directory ID one record. Second customer, you can see only two respective directory ID record. Okay, this is the way you have to play around with the for loop container. So if you like, just subscribe my channel. Thank you so much for watching.